Good afternoon, E39 source. Colton here with my 2001 540 i6. Today I'm going to be doing a different type of video. In the past I've always just done tutorial videos on fixing this car, and I've never actually really filmed it running other than update videos. So here, we're in the country. We're in the middle of nowhere. I live just west of Baltimore, Maryland, and I am currently just east of Frederick in the middle of nowhere, off 70. So I'm going to drive through these roads for the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes, however long it takes me to get my point across, and I'm going to talk about what a 540 is versus an M5, because a lot of people don't understand it. A lot of people think that I want this car to be an M5, and a lot of people think that a 540 is almost an M5. It's not. But there are many things that are very similar between the two cars. There are also many things that are very similar between this car and a 525. All of the E39 chassis are similar, with just different engines, different suspensions, different setups. But let me get moving, and I'll talk to you guys on the road about a few of the same similarities and a few of the differences between the M5 and the 540s. First off, the sound. The sound of a 540 is very similar to an M5. It is just ever so slightly quieter, about 25% so. The engine idling in a garage is 25% quieter. That's pretty much what we have concluded. I have had this car in Hudson, Ohio. It has been parked next to Ryan's E39 M5, and they've both been idling at the exact same time. And this car is literally 25% quieter, with both cars having an OEM exhaust. The second thing is going to be how they pull, how they drive. This car and Ryan's M5, this car being a Bilstein and H&R setup, it handles very tightly, but it doesn't have the pull that an S62 has, because it's an M62. It has 300 horsepower versus 400 horsepower. Again, it pulls about 25% less than Ryan's M5. When you are driving up a hill, this is second gear, about 3,500 RPM. That was a very slow shift, but you get the idea. It has some noise, it has some power, it can do what you want, and that was about 10 miles an hour right there. A 540 is by no means slow. It is a genuinely snappy car. It's a quick car. It'll do what you want. It's not going to throw you back into your seat at any RPM at any speed, but it'll push you back into your seat. It'll do what you want. You don't have to really worry about it. But with an M5, at any speed, any RPM, anything, you're going to be thrown into your seat, and you're going to have some fun. Getting back to my main point, a 540 and an M5 have many similarities, but here's a good example. An M5, think about anything on the car, minus a few obvious interior things that aren't going to be changed in body panels, is just 25% more. Picture that. Now, if you were to compare an M5 to like a 525, I would say an M5 is twice what a 525 is in many, many regards, including the price. A 540 versus an M5, I'm not going to tell you the same, because they're not. It's that simple. But a 540 will still give you plenty of miles per gallon, and an M5 will just give you 25% more. It really all comes down to who you are, what you want from a car, and does it really matter to you? Does that extra 25% bother you that much that you need to have that M5? And some people will say yes. I'll own an E39 M5 someday. For me right now though, a 540, it's plenty. It's plenty. It does whatever I want, and it is definitely enough power to get you into trouble. Now, let's move over into people who think I am trying to turn this car into an M5, because that's not the case. And I'm going to try to explain a little bit about what I think and my views and opinions, and everyone is entitled to their opinion and their views, and I respect that. But here's what I think. As far as I'm concerned, putting M bumpers, front and rear, and quad exhaust on a 540 is not trying to turn it into an M5. There are a few things that I do think is crossing that line. That's just kind of stupid. Not because an M5 is such a coveted item. An M5 is cool, but it's just an M5. People talk about an M5 like it is the most incredible thing in the world when you're talking about, you know, 540s and stuff. People are always like, oh, well, you're just trying to make it an M5. Well, No. Trying to make it an M5 is putting an M5 badge on the trunk lid. I haven't done that. I won't do that. I've driven everything from a 525 to an M5. There's definitely a power difference. But this car sits somewhere in the middle, but it's definitely closer to the M5. I'm being as honest as I can be, and I'm not trying to be a prideful 540 owner just saying their car is the best. I'm trying to be as honest as I can, that the M5 is just 25% more than a 540 in many ways. From interior design to seats, to the engine, to the wheels, to everything. Everything about the car. BMW's M Motorsport division took a 540 i6, they sent it to M, and M made it what an M5 is, which is incredible. It's an incredible machine. I'm not trying to downplay it. It is just 25% more than this. Do you want to accelerate 25% harder? Get an M5. This car accelerates at a rate fast enough for me, and it has a top speed fast enough for me. If you want an M5, get an M5. I'm not trying to make this car an M5. I'll own an E39 M5 someday, and when I own that, I will love that car. But this isn't that car. This is a 540, and I own that fact. Now, with that said, yeah, I'm gonna do some stuff to try to make it look a little better, in my opinion. M bumpers, front and rear. Yes, rear M bumper is coming for this car in the future. M bumpers, front and rear. It'll make it look better. I'm going to put a quad M5 exhaust on when I go ahead and do the rear M bumper. Now, when I do that, I'm going to remove the cans and straight pipe from the resonators back into 4 M5 tips. So that's the plan for this car. It'll make it sound a little louder. It'll make it sound a little better. Not like it sounds bad now, though. It's good enough. That's third gear at 35. And I know I've been talking a lot about how this car has good enough power. I've been giving you some specs and some information about it. When I say that, I'm not trying to make myself feel better about it, because some people will say that that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to explain to you my views and opinions toward the car and how I feel toward it. Because, yes, there are times when I am in this car and I say, oh, wow, it'd be nice if I had a tad more power now when I'm trying to accelerate for no apparent reason down this road, okay? But then I stick my foot in it another half an inch and I say, oh, okay, that's fine. And these cars aren't only about power, and that's the thing people forget. When you own a 540 or an M5, some people just drive the hell out of them. They just drive and drive and drive and drive and drive, and they wear the car out. And I say that as I just accelerated hard away from the guy mowing his lawn to show him that I disapprove. But when I say some people drive them too hard, I say they drive them hard 100% of the time, every single time they're in the car. And that's really just dumb. That's really a dumb thing to do. This car is a sedan with a 300 horsepower engine. And just because it can go quickly doesn't mean it should go quickly all the time. When I bought this car, I had the mindset that you go fast whenever possible. Well, that mindset changed as I matured a little bit. And as I matured a little bit, I finally understood that just because a car can go quickly doesn't mean it has to all the time. Yes, it's fun to accelerate. It's fun to pass people. It's fun to do all kinds of stuff. But do you need to? No. Now, I'm getting a little bit off topic now. This video is supposed to be about a 540 versus an M5. Now, let's get back on topic here. 540 versus an M5. What makes someone who is trying to make their 540 into an M5 that person? What makes someone think that that person is doing that? Well, a lot of people think I'm trying to do that with this car. And in some ways, yeah, I've added a lot of M5 parts to this car. But it's not because I want this car to be an M5. It's because I appreciate the parts. They're of better quality. And when I replace the parts that I've replaced in this car, I want good quality parts in the car. It's that simple. And when I do that, might as well go M5 parts, because they're nicer and they're better. And they're just all around better parts. They make the car look better. They make the car feel better. Just because I add an M5 part doesn't mean I want this car to be an M5. This car is not an M5. And the important thing is that you realize that. If you own a 540 or you are thinking about buying one, they are an incredible machine. They are fast enough to do whatever you want, unless you're racing a Corvette or something. But you have to understand that it's a 540. It's not an M5. Don't try to make it one, because it's not. It's that simple. Anyways, I've talked to you guys a lot. I've rambled a lot about things. Mainly, my main point is 540, I don't believe it's an M5. It's not. But I'm also not trying to make this car an M5. I'm trying to make this car my dream first car. This is my first car. I'm trying to make this car my dream first car. And in doing so, I'm using some M5 parts. And if doing that makes someone think that I'm trying to make this an M5, which it's not, I'm sorry that you feel that way. And you can think what you want. At the end of the day, this car is here for me, it's not here for you. And anyone who owns their car, don't let anyone deter you from doing what you want. If you own a 90s Honda and you want to make it what you want, go ahead. I might film you for my videos, but do what you want. Don't let me deter you. I'll talk to all of you guys in my next E39 source video. I'm going to put some I'm going to do some editing to this video. I'm going to add some clips from outside the car on some of these roads, because these roads are pretty incredible out here. So I'll do a little bit more filming, and then I'll head back. I'll talk to you guys in my next video. I have a few videos coming up. A valve cover painting video, because the valve covers are black in this car now. Timing chain tensioner video. Ricky's 323i sedan 2000 model. I have a video on a facelift lighting upgrade, kind of. I'll explain that. Coming up, that video just needs an end clip and some editing, so I'll keep you posted on that. But we have a lot of good stuff coming up, especially for me, a bunch of other guys on the channel. Andrew's gonna get a new car. Keep checking the channel for that. And Ryan's got some stuff coming up. We got a lot of stuff coming up. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. As far as acceleration is concerned, and the rev limiter, there's a ton of grass laying in the road. Come on now, I just Z6'd the car. Shit. Well, there you go. Today, my fan clutch is sticking. So it takes every single time the engine revs to 3,000 RPM, the fan clutch sticks and doesn't disengage until 3K. Normally, it would disengage a little earlier than that, and it wouldn't stick at 3K. So I guess that's coming up. The life of a BMW owner, right?
Like a weed whacker.